Welcome to one more session for hardware, and that is actually the last and a small, like hardly 4 to 5 minutes topic regarding a first phase of the hardware, that was regarding the memory data storage. Now, you might say that we are going to start with the data compression technique. Now, what are the data compression? That you are going to compress your any sort of the data. It might be the image, it might be the sound, it might be the file, it might be the number file formats, or any such stuff. If you are going to compress that particular set of the data, that is known as the data compression. Now there are two categories of the data compression: lossy and a lossless. Lossy is something if you are going to compress your data and you're sending that data to another stuff, or another, sorry, not to another stuff, sorry, you are to sending it to another person. So he will be getting the compressed format of the data, but he won't be able to bring back to its, or bring it to its original size. But if you are applying a lossless compression technique, so for the lossless compression technique, what you can do, if you have compressed that particular amount of the data, now you are sending it to another person. Once he's getting that, he can just bring it back to its original size. For an example, you do utilize a RAR folder. RAR folder is something you are compressing your data and you are sending it so that it could be quite easy to transmit it from one end to another end. It could be faster for the transmission. It could take less space. It could take a small amount of the or it could utilize a small amount of the internet to be transferred or to be transmitted from one end to another end. So these are the reason that we are utilizing the lossless, because you can just compress it, and once it is going to the another side of the frame, you can say that it could be we could bring it back to its original size. So this is known as the lossless compression technique. Now the lossless compression technique do have an RLE, run length encoding. We have learned about the RLE in data representation topic. That was the last video that we discussed about the RLEs. Now when it comes to the file formats for the lossy, so lossy do have an MP3, that means the sound, MP4, that means the video, and JPG image. That means these sort of the files are the lossy compression techniques. But when it comes to the lossless compression technique, so lossless compression technique, or the files that can utilize or do utilize the lossless compression technique, are the text and the number file formats. So this was all for this topic, and actually we are done over here with the first phase of the hardware, that is regarding the memory and data storage. See you in the next phase with the of the hardware, and the topic that we will be doing over there, that is with the computer architecture. Thank you so much.